Hello and welcome to the new episode of ComfyUI YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to work with workflows, and also we are starting to make a beginning workflow. Let's dive into it. Nodes work by linking together simple operations to complete a larger complex task. It might seem daunting at first, but you actually don't need to fully learn how these are connected. The way ComfyUI is built up, every image or video saves the workflow in the metadata, which means that once an image has been generated with ComfyUI, you can simply drag and drop it to get that complete workflow. No need to connect anything yourself if you don't want to. I'm gonna show you the basic workflows in ComfyUI. As you can see, we have a similar default workflow over here, and I'm going to clear on the right side of the queue menu in here, and also we see the pop-up menu that clear workflow over there, and if I click this, all of the nodes actually delete. Let's create them. First of all, if you create any kind of nodes in here, just double click it, and as you can see, just menu pops up. The first thing is we need to load checkpoint. So, and as you can see, the first thing is load checkpoint node. So that the next one is we need to separate this clip side to positive and negative prompts like here. And as you can see, just hold in the little circular area in here and just release in there, and it actually creates all of the things. You can add another node. For example, like in here, we just use the clip text encode in here, the first thing. And also we are making the same thing again to create another clip text node. The first one we are using positive, and the second one we are using this as actually negative prompt. So the next one, we need to encode all of the things to create image. So double click in here. We need to K-sampler. I'm going to use normal K-sampler, not advanced in here, just using K-sampler in there. And as you can see, we need to model. To do that, we need to go load checkpoint node in model in here, just hold in there and go and just here to release it, and it perfectly links in these two nodes. The next one is we need to make this node actually link as well, and this one is positive and this one is negative. So I'm going to double click and also change the name as well. For example, like let's change the name positive prompt and enter, and also right click to change colors to green. Second one is double click in here, negative prompt, and enter, and also right click to change colors to red. So the next thing, we need to add a latent image, which means it actually works in latent space, so that I need to in here to create this one too, or double click and select in the menu as well, so that you can choose two different methods. You can just double click on it and just type in here latent image in here latent image, empty latent image over here. So also you can just use hold in here and release it, and also you can add in here too. For example, like I'm going to empty latent image in here, and as you can see, it creates perfectly these nodes as well. So the next thing, we need to decode this system to create perfectly image. So that go to latent in here and just go in here to select VAE decode in here. It's perfectly fine, but also this VAE decode, we need to add an actually model VAE side. So you can just go to load checkpoint in here, the circular area, go and hold in here and just like release in there. Also, you can use different kind of VAE as well. If I go to in here just like this to actually delete this link, so you can also use another VAE loader in here, different kind of using actually VAE as well. in here tiny autoencoder SD we are seeing in here, and I'm going to use right now. I'm not going to use the inside of the model load checkpoint. I'm just using different kind of nodes to show you. The next one is image. So we have different kind of things as well. We have mainly two nodes over there. The first one is save image. It's perfect. It saves when you create every time. And the second one is preview. It's just preview your created images. It's actually not saves every time, but I'm going to use save image in here right now. So as you can see, I'm just using different kind of VAE as well. So if you don't want to this, you can use load checkpoints VAE nodes. But the first thing, we just create all of the workflow. And if this one is works, go to Q prompt and just like press in here and just wait until it's done. But this one is actually we just set before the video in the manager, just preview method the slow. If you don't want to this one, you just select the preview mode none. Very fast and close in here and go to Q prompt again, and it's perfectly fine and you cannot see any kind of preview under the K sampler. So this one is perfectly simple things, but I'm going to delete this node, okay, the load VIA, to show you actually node link, but I'm going to use this VAE load checkpoint in the model. Just use the Q prompt, and this one is default workflow in the ComfyUI. If you press on the right side the Q menu, the clear, when we clear the workflow again, you can perfectly load default workflow as well. If you click the load default of workflow, just pops up a new things in here and just hit that OK button and it perfectly creates default workflow. So the next thing is I'm gonna show save and load workflow, so that if you create any kind of workflow in ComfyUI, it works, right? It's actually works perfectly. And then just you make a lot of things in here. For example, like you change the color in here and change the name, for example, like positive and negative prompt, and like this, but you want the load this workflow. How to save our workflow in ComfyUI? So when you go to right side on the menu, just click the save and we see the save workflow as a pop-up menu over there, and just change the name, for example, like StumMuffin underscore workflow JSON. And also I'm going to hit that OK button, and it perfectly just creates the workflow as JSON file. So I want to use actually this ComfyUI workflow. How to use that? You can just first clear the workflow and then go in here to download section. For example, like your workflow is in here, right? And as a JSON file, and just hold and just release inside the ComfyUI. It's perfectly works. And another things, you can load as actually workflow just in here on the right side of the menu. We just click the load and select in here. Let's have a look again. Just select your workflow file, JSON file, and open it, and it perfectly works like this. The next thing, refresh in this page. It perfectly refreshes all of the actually nodes as well. And also we see the reset view over here. The reset view, it's make actually any kind of place, and just like you can actually, I don't know, you just lost anywhere and go to reset view. It's perfectly goes to see to show your actually workflow. And the next one is load default and clear, and also we have clip space over here too, and also we have extra options over here, and manager and share the things. The next thing, I'm gonna show you how to select and move these nodes. Okay, I'm going to show you. First of all, press Ctrl on your keyboard and select everything on your screen. And as you can see, you can actually select all of the nodes in a one time. Press Shift and just move another place. As you can see, all the nodes just perfectly moves just one object, right? So if I'm not holding the shift button on my keyboard, and as you can see, unfortunately, just one node moves. The next thing, I'm going to add a group. Your ComfyUI basic area, right click and add a group. And also I'm going to change the name of group with double click and name it in here it's a simple workflow, and enter. Also, you can see the little arrow in here. Just hold and make the cover all of your nodes. And here on actually group side, right click, fit group to nodes. It perfectly fits your nodes. This one is group, means you can just hold and move and perfectly another place. And this one is simple workflow. It's perfectly working on in your ComfyUI. The next thing, another thing for your group, you want to change your group colors. After do that, go right click and edit group. Just go to color and you can change the group color as well. And also you can change the title, color, and font size as well too. The next one is pin. If you want to pin this in here, the workflow, you cannot move any kind of place, but if you right click and go to just unpin this, you can actually move another place or just like move to another place your group as well. So this is one about just your ComfyUI workflow in here, simple workflow. Let's just go to right side of the menu, then just click the save button again. This one is groups and underscore workflow, and hit that OK button, and also clearing this one and clear workflow, and you can just add in here to groups workflow. I'm going to hold and release in here, and it perfectly works in ComfyUI. So that it's all about just inside of the ComfyUI workflow, and you can just go to before the video. I'm going to actually show you the link render mode to straight and also different kind of places to more organized actually your workflow. And like that, thank you for watching me, and if you like the video, please like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel please, and thank you for watching me. See you next one.